2024 September 15th. Daily Bread Passage. 2 Samuel chapter 5 verse 1 to 16. Key verse. Verse 12. Title: The Lord establishes David as king. All the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and said, "We are your own flesh and blood. In the past, while Saul was king over us, you were the one who led Israel on their military campaigns. And the Lord said to you, 'You will shepherd my people Israel, and you will become their ruler.'" When all the elders of Israel had come to King David at Hebron, the king made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. David was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned over all Israel and Judah 33 years. The king and his men marched to Jerusalem to attack the Jebusites, who lived there. The Jebusites said to David, "You will not get in here, even the blind and the lame can ward you off." They thought, "David cannot get in here." Nevertheless, David captured the fortress of Zion, which is the city of David. On that day David had said, "Anyone who conquers the Jebusites will have to use the water shaft to reach those lame and blind who are David's enemies. That is why they say, 'The blind and lame will not enter the palace.'" David then took up residence in the fortress and called it the City of David. He built up the area around it, from the terraces inward. And he became more and more powerful, because the Lord God Almighty was with him. Now Hiram king of Tyre sent envoys to David, along with cedar logs and carpenters and stonemasons, and they built a palace for David. Then David knew that the Lord had established him as king over Israel and had exalted his kingdom for the sake of his people Israel. After he left Hebron, David took more concubines and wives in Jerusalem, and more sons and daughters were born to him. These are the names of the children born to him there: Shammua, Shobab, Nathan, Solomon, Ibhar, Elishua, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Eliada and Eliphalet. David had waited on God in his time to become king of all Israel. Finally, God's time came. All the tribes of Israel came to David to pay him honor and anoint him king over all Israel. The Lord had raised David up to be not just a king, but a shepherd of his people. As king and shepherd, David would not just rule over the people of Israel, he would also take care of them and lead them to God. One of King David's first acts was to take his army to the city of Jerusalem, the capital of the Jebusites. They had bragged that no one could conquer their city. But King David did. He called the city of David and made it his capital. David became more and more powerful and other nations paid him honor. God had raised up David as his shepherd king and was with him in all he did. Prayer. Father, raise up leaders in our generation who may also be shepherds for your people. One word. Leaders should be shepherds.